Hello and welcome. I'm Morris Mohammed and you're watching the English news program on SLN TV. These are the stories making headlines. Minister of Housing and Civil Transport provides report to Central Committee of the House of Representatives. Vice Minister of Mining, Minerals and Water Resources celebrates International Water Day. Cyprus still at the center of another bailout by the Eurozone. The Minister of Housing and Civic Transport, Ahmed Abdi Habsadeh, held a question and answer session following providing a report to the Central Committee of the House of Representatives at the Houses of Parliament. The Central Committee of the House of Representatives heard a report of progress from the Minister of Housing and Civic Transport, Ahmed Abdi Habsadeh, which took place at the Houses of Parliament in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The report discussed the operations of the Ministry of Housing and Civic Transport, where Minister Ahmed Abdi Habsadeh provided clearer insight into the internal affairs of the ministry during 2012. Minister Ahmed Abdi Habsadeh reported on the developments of the National Electricity Agency, which has come under scrutiny following recent corruption claims that were investigated by the Accountant General of Somaliland. Minister Ahmed Abdi Habsadeh discussed the Ministry of Housing and Civic Transport and its contribution to the growth of Somaliland's economy within the last 2 years. The Central Committee of the House of Representatives that engaged in a question and answer session with Minister Ahmed Abdi Habsadeh regarding the operations of the Ministry of Housing and Civic Transport, which were promptly answered by the Ministry of Housing and Civic Transportation. The Minister of Planning and National Development, Dr. Saad Ali Shire, attended the opening ceremony for the third conference for the SONSAF organization, which took place in the capital, Hargeisa.
The Minister of Planning and National Development, Dr. Saad Ali Shire, officially opened the third General Assembly meeting of Somaliland's Non-State Actors Forum in Ambassador Hotel in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. Somaliland's Non-State Actors Forum, SONSAF, is the umbrella organization that brings together all the businesses and humanitarian non-state organizations and institutions in Somaliland, and in this meeting will elect new leadership for the umbrella organizations. The Minister of Planning, during the opening remarks of this assembly, expressed his appreciation to this forum for their remarkable achievements. The Minister of Fisheries, Abdullah Osman Gelchire, also spoke at the ceremony and said that he is going to praise the forum, SONSAF, for their outstanding performance that they have performed while in the limited time they've existed. Finally, the chairman of SONSAF, Mr. Adam Haji Ali, presented the achieved milestones of SONSAF to the participants of the assembly, while the anticipation that tomorrow the participants will also elect new leadership for the organizations.
The Vice Minister of Mining, Minerals and Water Resources, Abdussalam Muhammad Hassan, celebrated International Water Day with other senior officials of the Ministry of Mining, Minerals and Water Resources. Senior personnel of the Ministry of Mining, Minerals and Water Resources made a plea to the Somaliland community to engage in water conservation, especially as the rainy season approaches in sub-Saharan Africa. The Vice Minister of Mining, Minerals and Water Resources, Abdussalam Muhammad Hassan, and the Director of the Water Department, Abdurazak Jama' Noor, alongside Director of Water Agencies, Abdussalam Sheikh Ali Chowhar, provided SLN TV with their view on the International Water Day. The Ministry of Mining, Minerals and Water Resources announced that this year's slogan will be the International Cooperation for Water. The purposes of this slogan is to encourage collaboration in regards to water resources. You're still tuned into the English news program on SLN TV, and now for our international headlines in detail. Emergency meetings are being held between political and financial leaders in Cyprus in a frantic bid to find a solution to its bailout crisis.
It is sparked by Parliament's rejection of a one-off tax of up to nearly 10% on savings over €100,000. The levy is a condition for the €10 billion bailout. Although the plan was changed to exempt savers with less than €20,000, Parliament still said no, leaving the prospect of its banks facing insolvency. Germany's Finance Minister Wolfgang Schilbaum has warned those banks may never reopen after an extended public holiday. One has to explain to the people of Cyprus that the Cypriot economic model, namely to lure financial assets to Cyprus by low taxes and convenient legal frame conditions, has failed. The reason: Cypriot banks are insolvent and the Cypriot state scarcely has access to international financial markets. Now we have to solve that problem. We cannot finance this model by the taxpayers' money of other Eurozone members. In this way, it's not a sustainable economy. Hence, Cyprus has to fulfill certain conditions as other countries too. Cypriots claim the levy would have set a precedent for savers losing their money in the rest of the Eurozone. But even the most stalwart supporter is at a loss to see how Cyprus can find the extra 6 billion euros it needs as a prerequisite for its bailout.
Bowing to pressure from the hundreds of protesters gathered outside the parliament, the ruling party of Cyprus abstained and 36 other lawmakers voted unanimously to reject the bill, even though the country is on the brink of financial meltdown.
Cypriot ministers voted down the proposed levy on the island's bank deposits on Tuesday, thrusting the Eurozone into further difficulties. Bowing to pressure from hundreds of protesters gathered outside Parliament, the ruling party of Cyprus abstained, and 36 other lawmakers voted unanimously to reject the bill, even though the country is on the brink of financial meltdown. Among the protesters was Sandy Antonio, a 29-year-old social worker. She said she would have shown the way for other countries that would have had to accept tough conditions in return for European aid. We were the strongest example, not only for this country, but for Greece, Italy, Spain. The people can resist. Dutch Finance Minister Jerome Dijsselbloem, who chairs the 17-member Eurogroup of finance ministers, said the bloc deeply regretted the vote, but it's not game over yet. It's disappointing, but at the same time it's clear that the offer from the Eurozone and the Eurogroup to Cyprus still stands. Meanwhile, the Cypriot finance minister, Michael Saris, left for Moscow. It is believed the government there could step in to help the Mediterranean island, given the high level of Russian deposits in Cypriot banks.
You can join us tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching.